Diplomacy, combat, and fiery rhetoric kept up their pace in the Middle East today. Here's the latest. Secretary of State Rice arrived in Israel for talks as President Bush declared that Lebanon is the latest flashpoint in a broader struggle. A new round of rockets hit northern Israel. In Lebanon, Israeli troops withdrew from a Hezbollah stronghold, while Hezbollah's leader threatened more attacks deep in Israel. Our Lee Cowan is standing by in Beirut tonight. Lee, good evening.
Well, good evening, Russ. Secretary Rice is under enormous pressure as she's headed into these negotiations. She herself has described them as being very intense already. Both the Prime Minister in Israel and the Prime Minister here in Lebanon, though, have suggested a strong willingness to at least listen to what she has to say. But Hezbollah, for its part, has dismissed the entire thing as nothing more than a U.S. sideshow.
In a brief televised message tonight, Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, claimed that it was America who insisted on pursuing the war, even though Israel now seems to be ready to negotiate, he said. On that latter point, he may be right. While Israel rejected the idea of a 72-hour temporary humanitarian truce, it does support bringing in a multinational force to help hold any permanent military ceasefire together.
We like the overall idea. We like the idea of an international force coming here to southern Lebanon.
The Lebanese government likes the idea too. But the Prime Minister warned us tonight that like any ceasefire, it's just a fragile beginning.
Working for a ceasefire, that would be a step in the right direction towards a real peace that can be made by the Israelis by showing that they are really wanting peace.
The conflict, now in its 18th day, is taking its toll on both sides, but especially in southern Lebanon. Today, more than 32 people were buried in a mass grave because there are no family members left behind to claim them. In retaliation, Hezbollah launched dozens of rockets again today, and Hezbollah's leader promised more long-range attacks, like the one yesterday that struck near the outskirts of Tel Aviv. As for Israel, it actually withdrew troops from the Lebanese border town where it lost 18 soldiers this week. But it continued to strike Hezbollah by the air, hitting, for the first time, the main border crossing between Syria and Lebanon. Humanitarian aid operations are starting to gain momentum now, with planes landing on the very same runway that Israel struck during the first days of the conflict. But getting that aid beyond the airport is still a problem.
Add to those woes the fact that today 2 more UN peacekeepers were hit by an Israeli airstrike, so you can see why humanitarian aid organizations are so concerned about making those trips down south. Russ?
Lee, from the folks you're talking to over there, do you get the sense at all that any progress is being made on the diplomacy front?
Well, all along, Israel has insisted that as part of any ceasefire deal would be a disarmament of Hezbollah. There seems to be an indication that Israel may be backing off that just a little bit, saying that disarmament is something they could talk about a ways down the road. It's not going away, clearly, but it is the first sign of a real compromise so far that we've seen in at least getting to the point of a ceasefire.
Lee Cowan in Beirut, thanks a lot.